Zakat Council. I'm Natalia.
I'm Zane.
To make differences in people's lives, to give $5,000 in Zakat money to a cause that we believe strongly in.
So this year we chose to focus on helping refugees and those who are suffering from poverty. So we chose this area because of the recent events, such as what's happening in Afghanistan right now, and we realized that because we are children of immigrants, that we identify closely with them, and these are individuals we really want to help.
Okay, so these are the three proposals that we received. The first one is ICNA Relief. Most of you probably know about ICNA Relief. They're a huge organization, and when we looked at their budget, we realized that obviously they have like a huge income, and we thought that it would be better to give to a more local organization because obviously they're more locally based. But obviously ICNA is great. We also found, we got a response from Help the Poor Foundation, which is based out of the Princeton Masjid community, and we also got something from Refuge America.
All right. So in the end, we ended up choosing Help the Poor Foundation because, for a multitude of reasons. But out of the ones that we got, Refuge America helped mainly LGBTQ people, and I think that was like their main goal. And ICNA Relief also actually aided immigrants and provided education and food and other care. But I think the reason why we ended up choosing Help the Poor Foundation over ICNA Relief was mainly because of their transparency with their transparency with where their budget was going, and I think we realized that the money that we were going to give them would make the biggest impact. So I think ICNA Relief really they were definitely a really good cause, but I think Help the Poor Foundation, they said in their request for proposal that all of their money was going to go towards the people. There were I think 100% of it was going towards the people they were helping, and none of it was going to be used for facilities or salaries. And I think that's one of the things that we learned because of this is that smaller organizations versus bigger organizations. I think smaller organizations, at least for our cause, are generally better because they spend less on facilities, and money that we're going to give them is really almost always allocated directly towards people if they're a small organization. So I think that's why in the end we decided to choose Help the Poor Foundation.
You said you received 3 proposals. So, could you tell us about the process? Like, did you contact them and say what you were doing?
Yeah, so we sent out a form, and we got those 3 responses, and on the form, we asked, obviously, for mission statements, we asked for goals, we asked for, the specific areas where the organization is going to be spending the money. We also asked for a budget plan, and so we got, spreadsheets with the different budgets. So all based on that, we chose the organization that was obviously the most goal-oriented, had the most specific goals. Like ICNA, I remember, had very, very, they were more vague and more broad. And we liked the Help the Poor Foundation's, specificity and, the way that it knew, this is what we're going to do, this, and this. So we looked at all those responses, and then we narrowed it down from there.
And we also, something that I found very helpful is we learned how to read these data sheets, and we knew how to look at these administrative costs. So I know that some of the other organizations we looked at, over half of their budget was going towards administrative costs, and even one organization, half of the money that was donated was going to one individual, and that was how they were getting paid. And that was just not something we wanted our money to go to, especially because we wanted it to help people in our community.
Where did you get the $5,000 from in the first place?
That's a question for the
Yeah, I'm sure the board can answer that.
It's the Black Fund of NYC.
Okay.
There we go. Any other questions? Well, I think it would be a good idea to just, clarify what Help the Foundation does very specifically. And so what they do is they're helping refugees inside and outside of America. So they're, for example, outside of America, I think they're helping Bangladesh specifically. And so we thought, given what we chose this year, which is refugees and homelessness and poverty and stuff like that, we thought that was a really, really good cause. And they also help Afghan refugees inside and outside of the U.S. as well. With the money that they get, they provide education. So they help them assimilate into American society, because obviously they're fleeing their home countries. So yeah.
Thank you. To talk with us and explain more about the nation in general.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الصلاة والسلام علينا أرسل المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آل محمد أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله رب اشرح لي صدري يسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. Dear brothers and sisters and our more powerful next generation, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm being very impressed. My name is Al Mamoon. I'm the CEO and founder of Help the Poor Foundation, which started from my home. So one thing I like about what they said, and I'm very impressed that their research was very extensive. The kind of question they asked me, they're tough, I'm telling you. So I answer everything very honestly, and I just give it to them and see what happened. I was very happy to see that they approved our organization for this Zakat fund. I clearly know what is the definition of Zakat, what is zakatable donation, what is not. Help the Poor Foundation is not only the donation we take from Zakat, we got any donation. But when I know and our organization know that something is specifically coming from Zakat, we need to be very careful. And we basically make sure those are going to a zakatable project. You cannot give that money to non-Muslim, but there is an exception. Like during the COVID time, I had the situation in Bangladesh that the underprivileged people was dying for food. They have no job, and the government basically said, you cannot, go to work or something, so that the underprivileged people, they have nothing to do. They used to pull rickshaw, but they cannot go outside to pull rickshaw, so they have no food. So I talked to one of the imam in a ISCJ, the Islamic Center of Central Jersey, Imam Hamad Shibli. So I asked him, the brother, I'm getting a lot of zakat money from friends and family, and I know that in Bangladesh, the underprivileged people, not only Muslim people, there are some other religious people too. Can I give it? Then he said, yes, for that kind of circumstances, if it is a war zone, if it is a pandemic, those are the time you can basically give zakat money to anyone. So alhamdulillah, I know how to differentiate and when and where to put this money. So that's the reason when I know this $5,000 grant is coming from the zakat fund, I have done a very clear path to spend it. So my plan is that I've been involved with the Muslim Center of Greater Princeton Masjid and helping Afghan refugees. For Eid al-Adha, inshallah, we'll bring them in a Princeton mosque. You guys are all invited. Come over here and we maybe give them a cash money, check from your money, or we buy a gift or something for them. So we are working on it, inshallah. And then later on, I'm gonna be, planning to use this money for Afghan refugee. Another one is, as you probably heard, that I'm from Bangladesh. Definitely, I know the situation in Bangladesh, and I know there are a lot of poor people. I'm also involved with multiple orphanage homes in Bangladesh. So this kind of money can be used in the orphanage home also. So whatever it is, whatever I use it, inshallah, it's my promise that I will reach out to the administration over here and I will tell them I'm going to put it into our website so that you can be satisfied that your money is properly, used. Allah has given me enough, alhamdulillah, and alhamdulillah, I'm looking forward to work with you guys. I'm so impressed with all these young folks who's being involved in this practice, and I make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala they can continue to do that. Jazakallahu khairan. Any question? I can wait a couple of minutes to answer any question you may have.
Thank you so much for being here. It means so much to us that you were here. I would love to get a photo of you with the kids in front of the sign.
Please.